Hi guys, this is Sean, the founder of Agatan Foundation and this YouTube channel. I wanted to make this video to share with you guys my worry about what's the YouTube policy and what's happening in YouTube based on what you guys have been asking me, and I feel responsible to share this with you guys. There is actually a lot of changes in YouTube, unfortunately. Before that, let me actually get back to the history of it, where I began, what happened with Agatan Foundation, how everything came to be. I started a Facebook page about 5 or 6 years ago under my own name, Sean Eskamali. And it started picking up, and I was posting the same kind of content that we all enjoy. But since it was actually under my name, I felt strange to have my name on it, since at that point I was nobody. I'm still nobody. I'm not saying I'm anybody. But that made me decide to actually use a better name for a new Facebook page, which was Agnostic Atheist Anti-Theist Foundation. I wanted to use Agnostic Atheist Anti-Theist for anyone who's a non-believer to search any of these words to be able to find that Facebook page. And it worked out. It started gaining followers and started picking up, and it is about 25,000 followers now, which I stopped long time ago, since I very much dislike social media in general, but especially Facebook. That led me to actually create an organization. I paid a lawyer. I started a nonprofit organization under Agatan Foundation, short for Agnostic Atheist Anti-Theist Foundation. And since I'm horrible in fundraising, which I hate asking for money, that's just not me, I didn't do good. And I had to let go of the organization because of the taxes, the paperwork. Every year you have to do a lot of work with that, paying lawyers and this and that, and everything was coming out of my pocket, and I didn't want to do it anymore. But I was left with the social media, which I branched it out to a bunch of different platforms. One of them is YouTube, that you're watching right now. And one day, since I was actually paying a lot of money for advertising, websites, all the social medias, lawyer's fee, all of that, I decided to, because I heard if you put advertising on your videos, you're going to make money. I actually started monetizing my content, and it started making money, and it was good to the point that I could actually really focus on it. And I started making compilations regularly about professional programs. I started actually advancing and putting a lot of time into it, because I was getting paid, and I could actually, downsize the time for my other jobs and more focus on this. And despite what you might think, it actually is very time consuming. If I may say, let's say each compilation that I make, it uses about 2 to 3, sometimes more, long videos. Each of those videos are between hour to 2 hours. So for every compilation, I have to watch the whole, pretty much all the 3 or 4 videos, which that itself is about 3 to 5 hours minimum. And then editing, rendering, getting the picture, Photoshops, sound correcting, the image correcting, all of that. It's actually very time consuming, which I would say each video on average, plus uploading, tagging it, all the process that goes with it, it's about 8 hours. Like, it's actually not an easy kind of minuscule job. And this was actually another argument when I asked for money from you guys, since YouTube is not paying this channel and a lot of channels like mine anymore. A lot of people were asking, why should we pay you? Like, this is, You are not making anything. You are not actually creating the content. You don't deserve any money. But the time and the effort and the money that goes behind it is actually a lot, which I was pretty much saying, like, if you guys help me out, I can actually post more videos. I do it no matter what, if I get help or not from you guys, because this is my passion. This is what I love. This is something I feel like I'm good at. And usually when you're good at something, you're passionate about it. So I started writing books, philosophy books, story books, which I have to actually ask you guys for help on that subject as well. If anyone is an editor, I need work with that. If anyone can help about any subject in any type of form, I would very much appreciate you guys to share it with me. Please email me as Agatan FND, which is AGATANFND@gmail.com. And I very much appreciate that. So again, going back to the history, I started actually with all types of material. There was a lot of stand-up comedy that I worked with. One of them is actually still on YouTube, but I deleted it. It was pretty much the rebuttal and kind of confliction between Bill Maher and Trump. I did a lot of George Carlin, Jim Jeffries, but I started getting copyright issues and copyright pretty much attacks from YouTube. And that stopped me from doing it, because every copyright strike, as they call it, stopped monetization, which is the advertising on the videos, for 6 months. And adding before months and after a month, so technically it was 8 months of not getting paid. And so I stopped doing that. I focused on the university lectures, and that worked out until recently, pretty much. I did university, and I'm still not doing anything illegal, because universities are doing this as educational content, which they like to provide that for everyone, because these are lectures that they educate people, they provide information to people. And speakers themselves don't mind whatsoever, because this is type of a platform for them. I'm not saying I'm doing anything to make them famous. They're already famous. They're wonderful, amazing people. But this minuscule of pretty much, I have about over 1 million views per month. So this 1 million views per month actually helps them, because they're getting more famous, they're getting more known. Therefore, they can sell more books, they can sell tickets for events and all of that. And so it worked for university, it works for university, and it works for the speakers. But YouTube all of a sudden started saying, like, if anybody uses any material that is already on Facebook, is not allowed, the entire channel is not allowed to be monetized anymore. And it was devastating to me, because that was pretty much the majority of my income. And now it's all gone. I started doing a little bit of research to see how other channels are doing. One of the channels that pretty much who were doing a similar thing was ScienceNet. Even though I didn't like their editing, they were more famous, and they had about 250,000 followers. And recently I searched for it, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find any of their material. I couldn't find the channel itself, which brought me to the conclusion of pretty much anyone for doing anything, they need to get paid, and deservedly. They absolutely deserve this, because they actually put a lot of time and effort. And unfortunately, they're gone. The whole bunch of other channels that they do compilations are gone. Even I searched for Christopher Hitchens videos, and I find them less and less. And if you actually search it yourself, on the top of the list are usually the major companies or entities that they actually own the copyright. For example, UCLA, CNN, Fox, and we see less and less those kind of materials actually disappearing from YouTube, which is my worry, because that's how I became an atheist. To give you a little bit of a background about myself, I was born and raised in a theocratic country, and I moved to the United States about 20 years ago. When I moved here, I was still a Muslim. Now I'm technically an ex-Muslim. And but my version of Islam was the hippiest possible version you can possibly imagine. It was Sufism, and even watered down Sufism. Sufism is a watered down version of Islam already. And my parents, being well educated and extremely open-minded, there was no taboo to talk about in my household. On top of it, they actually allowed me to, they encouraged me to go and research about different religions and choose the one that is right for me. And so I was completely raised different, and like I said, there was no taboo conversation in my family, which is absolutely not normal anywhere in the world, especially in a theocratic kind of backward country like that. Culturally, and especially, it's influenced by Islam, which dominates any conversation, period, pretty much. But from there, I was introduced to, actually, I have to say, Richard Dawkins' documents. And that broke the camel's back. No pun intended, me being from Middle East, but that did the job. And it was such a liberating and unbelievable change for me that I wanted to actually share it with everyone else. And that's what actually pushed me to do all of this, not for any income, not for wanting to be famous, which I hate being famous. I hate doing this. Like, I'm actually a very shy person. It's very hard for me to be in front of a camera. But because you guys actually asked, I'm more than happy to do this. It was my passion that pretty much pushed me towards this direction, and it was a wonderful experience, and it still is. It seems like there's a dying breed. It seems like YouTube deliberately is actually destroying all of this. I remember back in the days when I searched, for example, Christopher Hitchens. I was one of the famous channels, and I had like a top 10, let's say 3 out of the top 10 videos on YouTube about Christopher Hitchens, out of 1.5 million videos related to that. Now if you search that, that number has actually shrunk so much, which tells us that actually Christopher Hitchens' videos, same as other intellectuals, are disappearing because of what the YouTube policy is. So for having those type of material preserved, and for us not to lose it, and for other people who went through the same thing that we did, for example, me becoming atheist and being able to be liberated from the delusion of pretty much faith. We, I think, owe it for the next generation and other people to do something about this, which I really don't know what to do. And that's why I'm actually sharing this video with you guys. I think eventually many of those videos are going to be pulled down, either through copyrights or through destroying people like me or channels like Agatan Foundation not being able to make money. As I see in my efforts that I cannot focus on the channel constantly as I did before. I used to post every other day or once every 3 days. I really don't have, if I'm not getting paid, I really don't, I cannot afford spending 8 hours a day doing this. So I'm actually doing it much, much less, which I wish I could do more. If you guys like this, uh, I'm encouraging you to help other channels. I'm not saying again, Agatan Foundation. As you can tell, I'm horrible in fundraising. I'm not saying give it to me or Agatan Foundation. Give it to whoever you think is doing the good job and whoever is actually making a difference. Sooner or later, it seems like we're gonna lose it. And unfortunately, I think we must move to another platform other than YouTube, because YouTube is becoming too commercialized, and since Google bought YouTube, everything is changing constantly. As a YouTuber, I've been invited to YouTube conferences and workshops and all of that, and they give you inside detail, and it's not good. And those kind of things really worries me, and I think in a way, to me, this is a losing battle already. If you want to hear more about my perspective, for example, being an ex-Muslim, I have a little bit of an insight about Islam, different countries. I have a kind of like, it's actually pretty interesting to me. I don't know if you guys are interested or not, but I'm kind of in the middle of Sam Harris and Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky kind of blames most of the problems on the capitalist or Western countries. Sam Harris mainly blames it on Islam. To me, it's actually a combination of politics and religion, and I actually have a good detail or argument about that, especially about Iran, of how United States actually pulled down a first elected president of Iran, democratic president of Iran, and replaced them with a monarchy. But so I'm saying I have a little bit of an insight, which I'd love to share it with you guys, but I don't know if you guys would be interested in me talking to you instead of watching the best of the best. So please share your comments. Let me know what you think. I try my best to absolutely read all the comments. I usually, if I'm in any video, as the Adam and Eve or the tax or anything else, I make sure to read every comment and respond to everyone. I feel like we are friends, and I'm actually friends with a couple of you guys. I wish we could actually do more. I'm from Southern California. I actually approached with another video, which I wasn't in front of a camera, to find more people from Southern California for us to get together and have a beer, have a drink, and maybe we can actually videotape it and share it for other people. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough people. If you are from Southern California, again, please contact me through my email. It would be awesome to actually meet you guys in person. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching this. It's always great talking to you guys. I really feel like this is my community. That's why I'm actually doing this. And you guys actually mean a lot to me, especially your wonderful comments, the encouragements, and thanking me for posting these videos. It actually means a lot, and that's the encouragement I need, because you have no idea how much, I want to say shit, I have to say shit, how much shit I get. I've gotten death threats, I get trolls constantly, the mean comments. I actually have a list that I actually took a picture of all the horrific comments, to the point of like calling Neil deGrasse Tyson the N-word. It's just unbelievable. So going through all of that, dealing with all of that, and on the other hand, I see your kindness and your encouragement, and it just boosts us up, and I feel so much better, and proud to do this for you guys. and I will do it no matter what, as long as I can, money or no money. I just wanted to share it with you guys because I didn't want you to think I'm a beggar and that's the reason I'm doing this, which is absolutely not the case, and I'm exactly the opposite of it. I wish I didn't have to say this, but so again, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you soon.